Morning, students. Today's class topic is Pearson's correlation and coefficient. So this correlation and coefficient is very important in the research to show the relationship between variables. So whenever you are selecting a problem statement, there is always a variable present in your problem statement, and it is very necessary to show the relationships between that two variables, that if you are going positive with your variables, what are the changes you are getting, and if you are going negative, what are the changes present. So let's see what is meaning of correlation. The method of correlation is developed by Francis Galton in 1885. It is the relationship between two sets of scores of variables. So your variables are the terms that you are taking in a problem statement, like height and weight, then appearance and characteristics. These are things what variable means, and when you are showing changes, it is by the means of correlation. You are showing relationship between two variables, then you are showing the changes what is occurring. Then we'll see the definition. Whenever two variables of the same group are so related that the increase or decrease are correspond to the increase or decrease to another, or conversely, increase or decrease corresponds to the decrease or increase to another, they are said to be correlated. It may be sounded in jumbling words, but this is actually the meaning of correlation. Whenever the one will increase, the another will decrease. I have already given you the examples when I was taking classes. You can take, for example, a person. You can see their age and weight. Whenever persons increase, not age and weight, height and weight you can take. So whenever the person increases in height, there will be decrease in weight, and you can show a relationship in the same manner, that whenever persons normally whenever the person will increase height, there will be decrease in weight. So this is what the relationship you are showing between the two variables. Then see the types. So there are mainly three types: positive correlation, negative correlation, and zero correlation. So positive correlation is when you are getting any increased value. Negative correlation is when the values decreases, and zero correlation is there is stability in your variables. So positive correlation, if when the first variable increases or decreases, the other also increases or decreases respectively, their relationship is said to be positive correlation because they move in the same direction, like intelligence and achievement. So whenever your intelligence power will increase, it is obvious to have achievement. So this is positive correlation. In positive correlation, the graphs moves in the same direction, whether it is increasing or whether it is decreasing. Then we'll see the negative correlation. If when the first variable increases or decreases, the other respectively decreases or increases, the relationship is said to be negative correlation because they move in the opposite direction. You can say here, whenever one variable will increase, then another will decrease, and if the one will decrease, the another will increase. The vice versa things will be happening. So this is what negative correlation. The graph will not move in the same direction but in the opposite direction. Like you can see here the example, anxiety and performance. Whenever the person gets anxiety, there is obvious the performance will get slow or it will get lower. This is what relationship they are showing. Then we'll see the zero correlation. If there exists no relationship between two sets of measures of variables, so if, as I told, there is no relationship, that means there is no increase or decrease, and there is no effect of one variable on the other. But that means if one variable is increasing or decreasing, the another variable does not get changed. This is zero correlation. Example, intelligence and height. There is no relationship of intelligence with the height. If the person intelligence decreases, there is no effect on the height. If the height increases, there is no relationship with the intelligence. Then we'll see the coefficient of correlation. We'll see the characteristics. The ratio indicating the degree of relationship between two related variables. So this two ratios show the relationship between the two variables. For a perfect positive correlation, the coefficient of correlation is positive 1. So when there is positive correlation, that is it moves in the same direction, there will be the positive 1 or plus 1. For a perfect negative correlation, the coefficient of correlation is minus 1. So whenever the variables move in the opposite direction, that is, it is negative correlation, the value will be -1. Positive coefficient of correlation varies from 0 to +1, and negative coefficient of correlation varies from 0 to -1. So whenever it will be positive, it will move in the positive direction, that is 0 to +1, and when it is negative, it will move from 0 to -1. Then we'll see the uses of correlation, what it helps in the research. It helps to determine the validity of a test. It shows the validity of your test, that how long you can proceed with your research. It helps to determine the reliability of a test. It shows the reliability, that whether you can depend on these variables or not. That means whenever you proceed with these variables and it does not show a result, it will show error in your research. So this correlation will give you a reliability that your variables are good in performance and you can proceed with your variables. It indicates the nature of the relationship between two variables. It shows the relationship between the two variables to perform a research. It helps to ascertain the traits and capacity of the pupils. It shows that the pupils, those who are working on the research, can work on the condition. We'll see here the formula. The standard formula used in the computation of Pearson's product movement correlation coefficient is as follows. We can see here the formula. It is the correlation coefficient is mainly represented with the symbol small r, and the formula is n sigma bracket xy minus sigma x sigma y. Then you can see under root bracket n sigma x square minus again bracket sigma x whole square bracket close, another bracket n sigma y square minus again bracket sigma y square whole square, then bracket close. Now we'll see a problem statement. We'll see what this values donate. So where n is the number of pair of data, that means how many variables you are taking, not variables, the contents you are taking, that is number of pair of the data. Then sigma, the summation of the items indicated. Sigma x, the sum of x scores. So whatever value you will take as x, that sigma x is the total sum of that all scores. Then sigma x square, each x square should be squared, and then those squared summed the sum of x squared scores. So whatever x values you are taking, you should do a square of that x value. Then sigma x whole square, you have to whole square the x values. Then sigma y, the sum of all y scores, you have to total down the y scores. Then xy square, you have to square the y scores. Then again sigma y whole square, you have to whole square the y. Then we'll see the question here. Calculate the correlation of the following data. So here they have given the correlation. That is one question. The subjects are, there are total 5 subjects, A, B, C, D and E, and there are test 2 result of the test. So score in test 1 is, so you can see here the values, then score in test 2. These are the values. So there are 2 scores, that there are 2 test scores, and there are total 5 subjects. So here we have to make one, you can say one table you have to create according to your formula. According to your formula, you need n, x, y, x square, x whole square, then y whole square, and y square. So according to this table, you will put all these elements. Then you have to keep subjects, then score of x and score. You can take one test score as x and another test score as y. Your subjects is n value, that is total number of you have seen in the values here. N is equals to number of pair of data. So your subjects are number of pair of data. Then x, you can take sigma x and you have to total all the x values. Then you have to total all the y values. Then you have to calculate xy. For calculating xy, you have to multiply x into y. That is A value, B value, C value, D value, E value you have to calculate. Then you have to x square, that is x value you have to square and y value you have to square. Then you will get sigma x square and sigma y square. Then you will substitute into the formula according to the variables given, and then you can find out the you can put your math procedures here. You can find the under root, you can do multiplication then minus, and then after that you can find out the formula. Mainly we go with the broad mass, that is bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. This is a broad mass formula we will follow. First we have to open the brackets, then we have to board mass, first we have to open the bracket, then we will be dividing, then we have to go for multiplication, then we will go for addition, then we will go for subtraction. So here is the R value. You can see here, this is the correlation coefficient value you have got after doing the calculation. So in this way, when you are getting in the exam, you have to solve by substituting the formula. You will only get the x and y value in your exam and n values. After that, rest of the things you have to calculate. You can see, you can go for the other problem questions from your book and you can solve. That's all for the today's class. Thank you to all the students.